Hey everyone, and welcome to this week's ST Quick Look video. And last episode we had a look at a Narc clone or rip-off, whatever you prefer, called Crime Wave, and it wasn't maybe the greatest game I've ever played on my ST, but yeah, it was at least kind of interesting, as some of the people commenting on that video wanted me to have a look at the official Narc release on the ST, which was published by Ocean Software in 1989. So yes, it's another Ocean arcade conversion, and as usual we have some really nice artwork by Bob Wakelin in the ad and the cover art, but it's a bit smaller than you'd expect. It feels like they wanted to really focus on the fact that, yeah, this is an arcade game, put in way too much information into this ad, and it really makes it look a little bit messy, I think. They should have focused on Wakelin's artwork, I think, instead. And this is of course based on the Williams arcade game released in 1988, and it was designed by Eugene Jarvis, who also worked on Defender, Robotron, and I also believe he worked on some of the pinball games that Williams released. Not entirely sure which ones though, don't know too much about pinball games, I'm afraid. But the Narc arcade game was quite successful in the arcades, and it's been described as the first ultra-violent video game, which is quite correct. The game is quite gory, with limbs and body parts flying all over the screen when you blow up the drug dealers and bad guys and or whatever they are. And the game also had a simultaneous two-player mode, which I think really added to the success it had in the arcades. And it was also, I think, running on a higher resolution than most other arcade games. It's actually not adhering to the PAL or NTSC standard. It's slightly higher resolution. And I also seen mentioned that it had a smaller monitor, which I can imagine made the game look pretty different compared to the other games in the arcades at the time. And of course the kind of main gimmick of the game is that everything is digitized. The sprites, the backgrounds, it's all been digitized, and it does make the game look a little bit weird today. I think this should really be played on a CRT. It does look a bit weird on a modern display, but it's still quite fun, and I can definitely see myself enjoying this back in the day, especially in the two-player mode. But hey, let's dive into the ST version, and let's just hope it's good, because I can't handle another Pants Ocean arcade conversion. And I'm actually running a Pompeii Pirates release of this game, because I think it was Richard Davey who mentioned in the comments that this version actually has a fixed color palette. And this is actually mentioned here in the intro, so yeah. And there's also a Mega Trainer, so let's just press T for that. Let's not do extra lives, but let's do infinite credits. That sounds good.
You're busted.
Right. Yeah. This game's got some interesting music. I think it's actually using in-game samples to kind of create some sort of music, yeah. But yeah, anyway, as I was talking about, I think what happened with the original release of the game was that they just converted the graphics straight over from the Amiga and did not compensate for the differences in how the colors were represented. So the original release was really, really dark, but this shouldn't be a problem with this one, so yeah. Oh, we even got the intros here from the arcade. Looks really nice. No sound effects though. But doesn't look like the game is using digitized graphics, does it now? This looks more hand-painted. Oh god, why are there dogs here? And you need to crouch to shoot these annoying little critters. Go away. I'm not interested in petting you, or nor do I want to get my crotch bitten off. Please go away. I hate the dogs. I hate them so much. Why do you exist? Yeah, again, the graphics don't look digitized, but I mean, I think this was the smarter move. It's not really enough colors on the poor ST to make that work. Oh god, I hate the dogs. I really do. I really do. But it does look pretty good. I mean, pretty faithful to the arcade, even though, again, it doesn't seem to have the same type of graphics. The controls are a little bit iffy though. Oh yes, I have infinite continuous. You need to press down. Just tap the down direction very quickly to sit down at the crouch. And the annoying thing is, of course, once you've done that, the dog bites you in the crotch and you stand up again. God, why do they have dogs, please? Leave me be, you annoying mutts! Oh, this is really annoying. Okay, go away. God, just go away. You can jump as well, and again, you need to tap up really quickly to get that to work. Yeah, the controls are a little bit annoying, but I would still say vastly better than Crime Wave, because the controls were just awful there. Really, really bad. It's cool that they've got the sound effects, the samples, in the SD version as well. They sound pretty good. Go away, you annoying mutt. Oh, do I start from the beginning again? Let's just quickly move forward. Let's do the crouching drug dealer hidden machine gun move here. Sometimes the dogs decides not to show up, just if I keep moving. Or maybe the game is just showing me some mercy. I don't know. I can't blow up the barrels because, well, cans. Trash cans, I presume. Because that wasn't a thing in the arcade game. And what are these guys? Oh god, no, please. What are these guys doing? They are sticking the hand down their pants and doing something. It looks a little bit rude. But maybe it's just my sick imagination. Look, guys, leave me be. I'm just gonna leave, okay? Bye! Go away. Oh god, yeah. Ooh, that was quick. I mean, load times in the game are pretty beastly. And again, I want to crouch. Oh, it's so annoying. Once the dog is next to you, you're pretty much screwed. And they just don't give up. They will just... Why? Why have they done this? This is so hyper annoying. And I think you have rockets as well. Let's see if I can use them. You hold the fire button. And then you fire a rocket. That's nice. I like that. What am I supposed to do here? He's munching on my crotch. And there's nothing to do. He's just stun-locking me. Otherwise, gameplay is pretty good. I mean, how'd they just remove the dogs? This is pretty decent. Much better than, what's it called? Crime Wave? I keep wanting to call it Mean Streets, but that's not the same game. So when I let go, the rocket fires. Okay, fair enough. Can I... Please, let me... But the dog's still alive. The dogs don't die. You can't teach old dogs to explode, apparently. And the way... Again, I'm complaining about the controls, I realize that. But it is really annoying because there is a huge delay between you pressing quickly down and that you're actually crouching. It's really quite frustrating. But maybe it would work better on a... or with a joystick. Unfortunately, my only good joystick broke. So I can't use a stick. Otherwise, I have an adapter. Very kindly gifted to me by one of my viewers that allows me to use the joystick in Steam. Running is definitely an option here. These guys can't keep up, and the dogs seem to magically disappear when I run, and that is fine. Absolutely fine, but of course they will come. Please sit down. Oh, God, why? Yeah, this is super infuriating. And once the dog is on top of you, doing unmentionable things to you, it's too late.
We got it.
Yeah, we got it. Good. Can I leave now, please? Can I go, please? Leave. Okay. Please, sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down, sit. And I'm not talking to the dog, I'm talking to myself. Oh, goodness. But yeah, it's definitely a decent conversion. I think I would have been cool with this back in the day and played it. But I would have definitely been a bit annoyed with the dogs and the controls. Please, sit. And then... yeah, it's also got the same problem as the arcade. It's sometimes hard to know when an enemy bullet will hit you or not, because, you know, how everything is aligned here. And these guys are hitting me, although they're not on my level, which is always something I rather hate in this type of games, but stop. Okay, fine. Maybe there's something you can do. Please let me know in the comment section if there's something you can do when the dog is in your face. Because there doesn't seem to be anything. Well, I can run away, but of course it's going to keep following me around, being a complete bastard. Can we jump? Maybe we can jump. It doesn't really help me. The dog is instantly on my face again. Yeah.
You're busted.
I think you get more points for busting these guys, which is interesting, I guess. Go down, sit, crouch, please. Okay, this is going a little bit better this time, but the dogs are still pissing me off. Oh yeah, the controls are still my main issue with this game. And again, maybe it would have worked better had this been controlled with a joystick. I don't know. Pretty satisfying blowing these guys up, I must admit. And I think part of the problem is that I don't have ammo, so the fire rate is slower. Leave me be, please, Fido. Can't you go play with some drugs or something instead? I'm just going to run around these trash cans and hopefully get rid of the dogs. Please, leave me alone. They are relentless. They are worse than, I don't know, Evil Otto in Berserk. These dogs are probably trained by Evil Otto. Leave me be, leave me be. I have to say the scrolling is quite decent too. I mean, it's not the entire screen, but it's pretty smooth and better than I expected actually. So, these dogs, why would they include them straight away? I mean, I hated the dogs in the arcade, but they didn't show up, I think, until maybe stage 3, maybe. Maybe we need to collect more drugs. I mean, the arcade game was pretty straightforward. You would always get that red safe card eventually by just shooting these guys. I could start a kennel. I really could. I mean, sell some of these dogs and I wouldn't have to sell the drugs I steal. Let's see if we can leave. Nope. Oh, we can. All right. Maybe I picked up that card without even realizing. Dr. Spike Rush. Yeah. They had nice graphics. I really like how they look. Done a good job converting them. Oh, it's that shifty guy. Come on, come over here. Don't. Why are you running away? He's probably scared of my awesome rocket launcher. Please. Can we blow you up? Yes, we can. Eugeness? Not sure what that means. Could it be related to Eugene Jarvis, maybe? A little bit of a Easter egg thingy. Can I go in here? Nope. It's only a enemy spawner, and it looks like the dogs have just stopped, given up. They realise there's no point. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. There's another doggo. Oh, goodness. It seems like they do show up less often if you just, get a move on. Don't dawdle. Don't hang around and just admire the view here. I mean, the explosions are definitely less powerful than the arcade, sadly. But, I mean, you can't ask too much of the poor ST. Oh, we're in the lab. The crack lab. That still has dogs in it. Yeah, this is a pretty damn decent conversion, I have to admit. It's not flawless, but back in the day I would have been, a little bit more accepting about these potential flaws here. And it does run pretty nicely. and it's pretty faithful to the arcade, so that is nice. I think I'm gonna call it quits right about here and have a look at a review before we end. ST Format's Adam Waring gave the game an overall of 64%, and he wrote, Narc is potentially an excellent game, offering large amounts of violence to satisfy bloodlust fans everywhere. It's a bit repetitive though, with little variation between levels, and even the most bloodthirsty game player could tire of killing eventually. The really big letdown is the poor choice of palette. The colors are just far too dull and badly affect the gameplay. Such a shame. Yeah, and as you can see, the screenshots are really dark, even darker than normal, I believe. So the cracked version I played actually fixed that, looks way better. I would probably have given this a little bit higher rating back in the day because I think I would have enjoyed it. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's definitely among the better arcade conversions from Ocean, while not being the best one. But yeah, not too bad. Not too shabby. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this quick peek at Narc, and thanks for watching. And as always, hope to catch you next time. Cheers!